So I wanted to make tonight's video and speak about, are jobs truly modern day slavery? And I get it. Like, sometimes if you own a business or you're an entrepreneur, you can be a slave to your business, right? If you're a W-2 employee, you could be a slave to the job. And we all want stability in life. That's the end goal, to have a positive source of income, to be stable, to be able to take care of our basic necessities and still have some left over for us. Now, the reason why I'm asking this is because I'm still mentally transitioning from, working for myself and grinding it out with Uber Eats to being a W-2 employee and still realizing, like, this is really, it feels like the slave ship. And I remind myself every day to always keep an open mind, always continue to work on your own craft, because you never know, maybe one day in life your craft can pay you way more than what the job is paying you, And a lot of people are afraid to take risks. A lot of people are afraid of the unknown. And I can easily see through society's programming, work a job, get good benefits, get a pension, retire at a certain age, and then live your life. But I'm 30 years young, and I'll be lucky if I get to see 100 years on this planet, Like, that's the truth. That's 70 more years. And life has been hitting me, Like, I ask myself, is this what you want to do for the rest of your life? And it's not. I ask myself, is this all you can make per day? Is what you get paid per hour? And it's not. I know that I see much better for myself. I know that I'm capable of making more. I've even proven it to myself just with my stock portfolio that I've been able to make more in my stock portfolio in a day than what I make at the W-2. And that mind boggles me, because it's like, wow, like, yeah, that took me some time to build up. It took me 3 years to build up my stock portfolio, but that's not the point. The point is realizing that the system is rigged against the working class, and, we trade time for money. But that's not really how you're going to get rich, because if you're getting paid by the hour, it's like the job puts a cap on how much you make per hour. They get to determine how much money you make. And, like, so many people are programmed to think that, so many people are programmed to allow the job to control their life. But you're in control of your life, and then you're going to have those that sit there and say, well, learn the trade or go find another job. It's crazy. I was just watching a video. And the brother was saying that, when you go to college, you get a degree. What's the point of the degree? It's for you to get a job. Literally, it's for you to get a job. It's like this whole matrix is programmed to work for another person, but never to work for yourself. Will it be harder working for yourself? Yeah. Will it come with a lot more risk? Yeah. But at the end of the day, you don't have nobody else controlling your time, your energy, how much you make in a day, or, how much you make per hour, or how much you get. Like, it's just a lot that I think about, bruh. And even with the, getting paid every 2 weeks, I am so tired of it, because I'm not used to that. It's very demoralizing, and I get it. Like, right now, to be bluntly honest with you guys, bro, like, I'm not in that position to sit there and just be like, all right, I'm out. I'm gonna just leave and then do my own thing. Because now I want to reach a buffer of income in the stock market before I do that. You know what I'm saying? Uber Eats, it changed. Everything changed. Like, you got a schedule. You only get a certain amount of hours per week now because of, if you don't do a certain amount of hours or a certain amount of, if you don't do a certain amount of hours, they cut your hours, basically. So it's like a lot of these gig apps are like, they're not working in my favor in New York City, but I gotta keep adding to my YouTube channel. I have to keep creating videos. I have to, start working on new projects, like new ebooks and stuff, because I cannot spend my life working for another person, especially a person I'm never gonna meet ever in my life, and making this person super duper rich and wealthy while I'm the one that's suffering with what I get paid on my paycheck and how much taxes get taken out of my paycheck that goes to the government, and the government don't even give a fuck about me nor anybody on this planet. And I sometimes I get so aggravated with this system, and like, yeah, of course I look myself in the mirror and I let myself know, like, we're gonna do better than this. It's something to take care of your necessities. It's something to keep a roof over your head, and food in your stomach and things of that nature. You're serving humanity in a way because you're servicing the people. But it does take a toll on my body. It does take a toll on my mind. It's very repetitive. I'm doing the same thing every day, and it is starting to mess with me a little bit mentally. Like, I'm a free spirit. I'm open-minded. I enjoy doing my own thing because I know that I can make a way for myself. I've proved it to myself plenty of times. And I don't want to feel like I'm settling, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But I know that there's people out there that don't have a job or don't have a source of income, and they're looking for a job. So I get it. Like, yes, I'm grateful. I'm grateful to have a job. I'm grateful for my income. But I know that I got to continue to make other sources of income, because the job can do whatever they want. They can play with your hours. They can, just do whatever they want. And like, when you go into the work field, you see it. Like, some people spend their whole entire lives at these jobs. They give their life away to the job. And the job may give you a pension. You may be able to start taking from your Social Security when you get older, stuff like that. But is that worth your life? Because I honestly feel like your purpose eventually could pay you abundantly. Your purpose is a part of your reasoning of being here. And I know that God is not going to give me more than what I can handle. So he's testing me. He's putting me through, mental test. You asked for this job. You got it. I gave it to you. Now, are you going to still work on your things? Or are you going to just forget about what you want to do? Because God placed a big responsibility on my back, And if I'm going to create the life that I see for myself, I have to keep working on things outside of the job. It is mandatory. I have to keep making YouTube videos. I have to keep. This is my craft. This is my business. This is what I love to do. And I always know that there's more to life than just the job, because the job is just a source of income. It's not who you are. But these jobs will like try their best to drain your energy and turn you into a cog in the wheel, a hamster in the wheel, a rat in the race. Like, you're in a rat race, you're in the matrix. And like I said, it's mentally draining. A lot of people, they fear speaking out. They fear, speaking their mind or speaking the truth and what they really want to say. Because they're fearful. They are afraid to lose their job, or they're afraid to speak the truth because of how other people will feel or what they're going to think. But it doesn't matter. You should not care too much about what other people think. You should care about what you think. Because it's your life. They're not controlling your life. You're controlling your life. Some of these people get these certain titles, and they start feeling like they could talk to people any way they want to, or they start feeling like they could treat you any way they want to because they're your quote-unquote manager or your boss or your supervisor. All these titles, they're man-made. They're created. You're a regular person just like me. Just because you make more money than me, because your title, doesn't mean anything. It doesn't. Because it's not about how much you make. It's about how much you keep. It's about what you're doing with the money. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I just wanted to make this video. I had a very, very long day today. My body is exhausted. I literally barely get time to myself. I work 6 days. I get 1 day to myself, and on that off day, I'm doing Uber Eats because I have to, keep money in my bank account. I have to take care of my necessities. And like I say, I'm not used to getting paid every 2 weeks. That's not something that I'm used to. You know what I'm saying? But I do appreciate y'all if you stayed throughout this whole entire video. I appreciate you. Hope you enjoy your night. Be safe. Protect your mind, protect your energy. Like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy Terrence Carter, TC Talks, TC Fitness. Yes, sir.